What's going on, guys? Big D here, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be giving you Eden's Edge CWL recap right here, right now. We're going to start off in War 1 and show you some really nice attacks here. So, O'Connor, aka Drezzy, comes in with an 11v12 hybrid triple. Now, I don't necessarily agree with everything he did in the attack, but you can't deny the results. Now, as you can see, it's not some max Town Hall 12. There are some Town Hall 9 level defenses here and there, but it does have an Eagle. It does have Town Hall 11 max Eagle. It does have the extra Inferno and a level 4 or 3 Giga Tesla. Obviously, no bomb there, so that's not to be worried about, but the fact that the Town Hall is a defense means something. So this is a Town Hall 11 versus Town Hall 12 triple with hybrid. Now he starts off with some Coco Loons, and I wasn't at first sure why he Coco Looned where he did and dropped the Queen where he did until here in a few seconds I understood why. He dropped some baby dragons to funnel, and that's when I understood what he was doing. I thought he was trying to Coco Loon for the healers that were going to be nowhere near where he Coco Looned for. But not a problem. The Queen going to work through here. I think he was hoping that this Arch Tower would also go down, but it did not. The Queen is not going to step that way. The funnel on the right side was created on the outside, but I think these defenses are what's going to be pulls the Queen there. He does break for the X-Bow compartment. That's okay. The X-Bow is going to go down, but unfortunately, I don't think he gets what he wanted. The enemy Queen going to attack the enemy Queen here shortly. I think should have dropped a Rage already, but that's just my opinion. That level 30 Queen could not take on the level 50 Queen, though. Now, he drops 2 Super Wall Breakers, and this is what I didn't agree with. Now, the Super Wall Breakers were obviously going to go for these sets of walls here because Wall Breakers attack walls with defenses behind them. So, instead of going up here and breaking into here, which I thought that's what he wanted to do, dropping them where he did, but maybe he just wanted the Queen to have availability. I'm not sure. But the Super Wall Breakers break open these compartments, sort of wasted because the Queen can already reach into there. But the Queen is going to finish funneling out this right side, going to draw in the Clan Castle. Now, he misses this Rage on the healers, but it's okay because the Poison are going to slow down those 2 dragons long enough for the Queen to work through them with the Rage. Burns through 1, now he has 0 danger. He starts his King and a Barracks on the 9 o'clock side, who starts up funneling. They're pretty tanky. But here we go. So here's my issue, is that he didn't have any freezes in his comp. Me personally, I bring freezes in the comp for this specifically because the Queen would not have had to use her ability there. She could have worked well through the rest of this base with her ability, but she popped the ability for the single Inferno, so she did not die off. Now the hybrid ports are coming in, healing and raging, and then popping the Grand Warden ability. I probably would have held spells a little bit longer and just popped the Warden ability to see what he could get through there. But here we go, heal coming down for the Town Hall and this back compartment. Now, he does miss a heal here momentarily, right here. This heal was almost completely wasted. He should have dropped it right here in this compartment. He would have covered this whole compartment with that heal and avoided dropping this one here. He could have actually probably swagged this heal. But nonetheless, he is working through this base finally. Some max hogs, some Town Hall 11 level hogs, and mine are still burning through this base. A lot still left up here. Max hogs taking out the defenses on the 12 o'clock side, as well as P.E.K.K.A.s and Wizards cleaning up. Now, the only defense left on this base to worry about would have really been this Wizard Tower that goes down to the Queen, but it was low level. Nothing to worry about. He pulls in this triple, 11v12 with hybrid. Strong attack strategy at Town Halls 10 and up when you get miners. I personally prefer it at 11 through 13 because of the Grand Warden, essentially, but it is very strong. He did get the triple there. Now we're going to jump into war number 2 and show you 2 more attacks from there. One of them is going to be, let's see, what was it? I've got to make sure, 11v11? No, 11v12. So yes, this was a max Town Hall 11 besides the walls. Level 50 King, level 50 Queen, and level 20 Grand Warden. So fresh Town Hall 12. Max defenses. It's only got a level 1 Giga Tesla, but that means he does do an 11v12 triple. And he's using one of my favorite attacks in the game, which is a Lalo variant. He's doing a Queen Charge Lalo, but I think Lalo is the most fun and the best attack at a lot of Town Hall levels. Town Hall 9, 10, 11, and 13. I cannot speak for 12 because my Town Hall 12 is rushed and only Barches at the moment, but I enjoy watching Lalo triple bases. It's just beautiful, and I love to watch it. But he is going to drop his queen charge up here near 12 o'clock. He's getting some percentage over here because he can. He drops the king in, I think, to maybe make the funnel, but what happens is he actually gets drawn in by the queen. So the queen distracting him, he pops the ability. He probably should have popped that ability quite a bit earlier to get a little more value out of those barbarians, but nonetheless does some damage to the queen and gets taken down. So he starts his queen charge and puts a baby in behind, trying to get as much of this compartment out as possible so it doesn't draw the queen. Queen working through a storage now, going to take out this bomb tower and then step up to the archer tower that's currently attacking her. Now, I think he gets a little bit lucky a little bit later in the attack when he goes for the eagle, and I'll show you why. But she's working through the air defense now, drops another rage, pushing through that really hard, going to encounter the enemy queen, take her out no problem inside this rage. Queen's still up, no ability needing to be used, but now after the storage goes down and after this Tesla goes down, I think she would have pathed maybe north or over to the right to this mortar, but when he takes out let's see what happens. No, I think she would have passed this way anyway, actually. So the Tesla popped up is what I thought was going to make her get lucky. But I thought two Teslas popped up and they pulled her attraction. But I think the Builder Hut would have done that anyway. So the Queen does take out the Eagle Artillery now. And she steps up to the Town Hall. Now the Clan Castle comes out. And this is what he was waiting for before he deployed his Lalo. Poison and freeze over the dragons. Dragons are going to go down to the queen after she takes out the Town Hall. No problem. First dragon's already down. And this rage is going to help burn through. Now, he does deploy this Lalo a little bit too close together, in my opinion. I think if he'd have dropped some in this compartment and pushed some in the first two compartments, they would have swept the base in a better fashion, maybe in this L a little bit better. But it's okay because he does get through this base. He still has this warden ability. Now, the sweeper burned him a little bit there because he wanted all those balloons in that aura so he could pop that ability. But unfortunately, the sweeper pushed the Grand Warden out of the way. But it's okay because he still has a blimp that he has not used. So the blimp does come in. He's going to crash it down right here. Make sure this balloon and E-Drag does get some work in. Now, the balloon gets targeted by the single target Inferno, but there are enough balloons left. He uses his last haste to get them to this single target Inferno. The crash damage of the balloons that were falling do take it out. And the queen ended up dying over here, but that's okay because there's nothing left on this base that can hurt his E-Drags or his pups or his minions or the balloon. So he does get to clean this base up with an Electro Dragon and a balloon left over from his army. And that's how he gets it done with Queen Charge Lalo 11v12. Awesome job, Loose Cannon. I love to see some Lalo, especially from you that you don't Lalo very often. Now, the next attack in this war I'm going to show is Burtis 21. Now, Burtis has a main Town Hall 13 and then another Town Hall 13. His main Town Hall 13 was in Knights of Zion Wars. He didn't do as well, but he did very well over here in Eden, so he did get this triple 13v13 with hybrid. He's going to bring in his Queen Charge from the north side, and as you can see, it had two scatter shots and an Eagle artillery on that north side, as well as a single target Inferno, which most people are scared to charge into a single target Inferno, but to be honest, as long as you devote a little bit to it, a rage, maybe some freezes, you can get that single out pretty quick and still get the value you're looking for with your Queen Charge. So he does some pretty good funneling, and then he super wall breaks in. She comes on through. She's getting attacked by quite a bit right now, but does not drop her rage quite yet until she steps up closer to the single target Inferno. Coco Loon does soak up a Sam. He freezes the single target Inferno once that was targeting her. He's pushing through some defenses. She's going to get targeted again by the single, and he's going to freeze it one more time through this rage. Gets through the scatter shot, freezes single target Inferno, and then she goes for the Eagle. I believe he actually breaks into this compartment with a super wall breaker at some point, but she triggers the tornado trap, and that was really big. Now she doesn't. Now the main army does not have to worry about the tornado trap like the hybrid and the hogs getting spun around. So that's very good. Now the Eagle artillery goes down. He's also still going to get some more value out of this queen. Going to take out the other scatter shot. Now that scatter shot going down is big. He got massive value out of this Queen Charge, taking out both scatter shots, the Eagle artillery, and the Clan Castle I believe goes down to the queen as well. I'm sure he got the pull, right? Maybe not. I think when I originally watched this I assumed that, but I don't actually remember him pushing anything into that compartment. But Barracks comes out on the left side to funnel for the hybrid, and the hybrid commences from about 10 o'clock. No, it was a triple Ice Golem Clan Castle though, so it may stall his attack a little bit, but it cannot kill his attack per se. Now, I think he probably should have had hogs in this barracks, but he did have a Yeti bomb in it. He wanted it for the funnel, but I understand why. It's to be versatile in case he needed a blimp for the town hall or something. He wanted the Yeti bomb in there, so the Yeti come out and probably distract a bit. Hogs working through. He doesn't even have to pop that ward ability through the town hall. Town hall goes down, and I believe his queen has died off here, and the healers have transferred to a king into a king wall. King's going to beat through a wall, I think, to attack the ice golems that are in the poison, but it seems they're going to die off a little bit in the poison. Yes, except for one. One stays up. King's going to deal with him, pop the ability. Now, the hybrid portion still running through this bottom side, sends in some balloons to help with the defenses as well. Single target Inferno going to lock on to, I'm not sure really, the king or some of his barbarians. Either way, it's going to go down pretty soon. Balloon's still up, as well as part of his hybrid. His miners working through the last part of the compartment. King going to beat through the wall. And yes, the single Inferno is still targeting some barbarians, so the king does not go down at all. Still getting healed up by these healers a little bit. Going to take out the clan castle. Some Yetis over here beating on a wall from the barracks. They didn't really do a lot. Maybe cleaned up a little bit and had their Yeti mines to do a little bit of work on some defenses. But all in all, he does triple this base, 13v13 with hybrid. So quite a few miners left over and some cleanup on the top right side. A minion working on the camp as well as a miner. So that is going to be the triple for Burtis. Like I said, he didn't do very well over in Knights of Zion, but he pulled in some triples over here in Eden, 13v13. So I would take it if I were him. I am going to skip Wars 3 through 6. They weren't the most spectacular. We lost them because we are at a very large disadvantage. We have Town Hall 9s against most of their Town Hall 11s, and their Town Hall 13s go down to our 11s as well. So we're at a big disadvantage. We lose every season over here in Eden, but we never demote. We typically somehow stay in the middle. I'm not really sure how, because we should be the worst team. We are at the most disadvantage, but they just do poorly, I guess, and we try to pull those 1s and 2 stars on their Town Hall 12s and 13s, or even 11s with our Town Hall 9s. So, but we are going to skip on to War 7, which we ended up winning. We were against the worst clan, quote unquote, you know, the bottom clan in the last war. And this is what that's not what I want to show you right here. Megnog. I want to show you this attack. Now, I don't agree 100% on the angle they took, but I do enjoy watching this attack strategy unfold on a base at Town Hall 11. So she came in with a 5 ICG, 5 Ice Golem, Bow Witch attack. Now, they came in from the north side here on the corner. I don't like that. I don't attack from corners because you just never know where your path is going to go, how it's going to split. I would have attacked from either the top left or top right broad side. There's a clear channel right into the base, and witches would have beat through the, well, no, they had a wall wrecker, so they would have wall wreckered right into the single compartment, and then through this compartment and back into the town hall. Would have taken out 3 of these wizard towers, and there was no multi-target inferno and nothing else that would have stopped the bat portion of this attack. And so that would have been my plan personally, but you know, they came in at the corner. That's okay. 5 ice golems coming down to distract. Bowlers coming in, getting spammed around a little bit, but that's the attack, you know. Witches come in behind, following the wall wrecker, trying to take out the eagle. So eagle is coming down on the ice golems over there, but they are tanking. That's what they're for, to tank. The eagle gets frozen from the ice golem dying out. Warden ability already popped for the wall wrecker to continue to get through, and then the eagle does finally go down. Bowlers and witches going into the core now. I'm not sure what they did with the bats. I really wouldn't have attacked this way. I understand that they wanted to get the eagle down, but I still would not have attacked it this way. I think the eagle would have been down just fine going through this channel, because this channel right here would have led straight to the eagle, and witches and queen could have taken that out, and this single wouldn't have been a problem at all for that wall wrecker, because the witches would have been summoning skeletons and they would have taken it out pretty quickly, I'm sure. But either way, they did get the triple. We know that for a fact that happened. So the wall wrecker is making it all the way into the town hall compartment, because it one-shots these walls at this level with this max wall wrecker. Rage over that core just to make sure that town hall does go down. King working through on the left side there, gonna make it through this wizard tower as well, and this base is already crushed. He likely did not even need to drop the bats and the freeze, but it was a lower level base per se. The design is not very good, and again, I wouldn't have attacked it from the corner, but they did again get the triple, and I can't speak anything for that. So there's nothing but 2 single target infernos left. Is going to drop the bats in a freeze. I probably would have done the same, but then again, the base was pretty much done with. with the initial portion of the attack. At about 70% started the bats, and there's nothing to stop them. No need to freeze any of these. Really, the bats would have gotten through all of these defenses on their own, I'm sure. They're going to clean it up with just a few archers and a goblin to clean up the rest of it. I probably wouldn't have dropped the archers and goblin over there just because of the king. I probably would have dropped them right in here, help through these storages, because bats take quite a long time to get through a storage, especially one that has just a few bats on it. Like with this split, there was just half the bats on the storage, so it may have taken them a little while, or maybe even on this storage here, to not aggro the king. But bats burn through the level 10 king like it's nothing and get through this last storage in the last 5 seconds. And it is a triple 11v11 with 5 ICG bat slap, which is a really fun attack for me to watch. I love to watch it and see how people do it in different ways. So, you know, this was a different way I've seen it done. I typically don't like hitting from a corner, like I said, because you get a weird split sometimes, and you just don't want that to happen. But nice job, Megnog, for that 11v11 triple with 5 ICG bat slap. So we did stay in Crystal League 1, and this was our group. We were very close to demoting, but not that close. There was a 22-star difference, and that's why we held on to our spot in Crystal 2. We really should drop, though. We just don't get any 9v9 or 10v10 action where we are. It's always hitting up for just a few stars, trying to get whatever percent we can. But that's going to do it for me today, folks. Thank you for tuning in to this Eden's Edge CWL recap. You are all amazing, and I'll see you in the next one.